Welcome back to my YouTube channel on my road to worlds. I think this is episode 6. This week I am going to talk about your why. Really, I'm going to talk about my why, but I'm going to talk about the importance of having a why. The first thing that you have to understand is, why are you doing this? Because when the time comes that you want to quit, and it will come, or the time comes that you question why are you doing this, you really have to have an answer that speaks to you and resonates with you, that pushes you through and keeps you going. So this week we're going to explore my why, or my whys to why do I do what I do. Stay tuned. So it's Monday evening. We are off all week for spring break, so even though this is normally my off day, I'm off all week. So I'm so excited. First update from Coach. So got my feedback this morning. Not a whole lot of changes as far as my workout and my cardio goes. So I'll still have 7 days of cardio with 4 20-minute HIIT sessions and 3-hour missed sessions, so that didn't change. Great information as far as some comments about my physique and how I'm progressing along, being I think it's like 28 weeks out. So I was very pleased with that. But guess who gets more food? Let's go. I'm so excited. So he added an extra refeed, so that carb fat meal that I normally do on Friday, I get to have one of those tonight too. So I'm very excited about that. Food makes me happy. So that's happening tonight. So that's really the only thing that's going to change this week, is getting some more food. But I do want to get into my why, and this may take it may take a little longer than 7 or 8 minutes to get it in, but it's my story, and I want to tell it. And before I can get started, I have to give you some background information. A friend of mine, Kim Townsell, if you are a YouTube searcher and you need some stuff to watch while you're on the treadmill, she has a series going right now, and it's 1,000 Days Until I Die. Sounds very morbid, and the first time when I watched her video, it was very chilling. But I think listening to her story has helped me so much over the past couple of weeks, because each day she does some really neat stuff. But just her story, I finally started digging deep about what is my why. And even though I've been in this competition prep type stuff since end of 2014, of course all of 2015, I don't know that I ever truly understood what my why was. So thanks, Kim, I appreciate that. But before I can tell you my why, I have to tell you a little bit more about me, who I am and where I came from. So here's my story. I was born in Northeast Alabama in what I consider to be a small town. Although I was raised by my single mom, I still had a close relationship with my father, who was a big part of my life. I was my daddy's only child, but grew up with a half-sister from a previous marriage. After high school, I did a short stint in the Army before I returned home. After returning home, my brother-in-law set me up on a date with a guy that I had known from high school. Alan and I became inseparable. We had so much fun together and started growing together, so much so that about a year after we started dating, we were married. Like any couple, our marriage was not perfect, but it worked. We balanced each other very well. He was my yin, I was his yang. We started our family with our firstborn, Jacob, and it wasn't too long after that, about 2.5 years, that Chance joined us. So now we were a family of 4. We did the typical things that most families do: went on vacations, had cruises, took the boys to Disney World a couple of times. Little did I know that Alan had a dark secret. Even as our boys continued to grow, I didn't know what all he was dealing with. This picture here was our last Christmas together in December of 2010. The boys were then 11 and 14, so he never saw Jacob graduate, and he won't see Chance graduate this year. I'm very proud of the men that my boys are growing to become, but they so desperately needed their father to see them grow up and finish out their lives. On January 24th, 2011, Alan took his own life. We never saw it coming, so we were devastated in a way that we didn't understand. There was no answer in the why. What had happened? How did we not see it coming? The first year after Alan died, I went into full autopilot mode. I was now a single mom of 2 young men, and I had no choice but to keep moving forward. I found about 6 months after Alan died that I went back to lifting weights, something that I had enjoyed back in high school. It was in the gym that I found where my strength was, and I could focus on that and build from that. And at the time, it is what saved me. This sport helped me grow and develop. But now, today, looking back, I realize it also helped me block out the pain and the hurt and the grief that I never showed. We're in a better place now. There's been a lot of recovery going on. It's been 6 years since Alan's death, and it seems like yesterday he was with us. But surviving is what I had to do, and it's what I did. So I guess you could say that this sport saved my life. The boys are now 17 and 20, and although we'll never fully recover from what happened, we are in a better place, and we thank God for the man that He sent us to not take Alan's place, but to fill a void where he once was. Thanks so much for letting me share a little bit about why I am who I am. I appreciate being able to share that with you. It is part of the grieving process to tell your story, and there's so much more to that story than what I was able to share in such a short amount of time. But now I'll get back to my regularly scheduled program with my check-in pictures for Coach coming up now.